Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy this video, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so, to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification icon, to be notified when the next one is uploaded. We'd like to urge those of you who haven't yet done so, to sign our online petition for an inquiry into the BBC and Channel 4's coverage of Lewis Hamilton and Abu Dhabi. A link has been provided in the description. If you are on X, then please repost our tweet. Thank you. We would like to take this opportunity to thank those of you who have viewed and commented on our previous video, Toto Wolff panics as Petronas, set to follow Lewis Hamilton out of Mercedes on the eve of Mexicangp, because your comments have prompted us to do this follow-up. This is why we say repeatedly that we appreciate all comments, whether positive or negative, because it is very important to ventilate both sides of any issue. All we ask is that you observe the YouTube community guidelines. Our previous video had been focused on Petronas, because of the random and desperate plea that Mercedes made when they unexpectedly declared how important their title sponsor was to them. Following your comments about other sponsors leaving or having left, we decided to widen our lens to see what the full picture was, and boy oh boy, we couldn't Adam and Eve it. Oh, my goodness, it looked like it's more of a case of the last person leaving should please switch off the light. Can you believe that the Mercedes brand value has dropped by an astonishing 4% this year alone, while that of Ferrari has risen by 21%? Brand value is calculated differently to market value, which we referenced in our video 2 months ago. Irate Toto Wolff sabotaging Lewis Hamilton because he caught him helping Ferrari overtake Mercedes. In the period immediately after the announcement of Sir Lewis's departure, the Mercedes share value fell to just over $73 billion, while that of Ferrari rose to just over $74 billion. Well, we all know what that's about, even though many detractors still astonishingly question the wisdom of the transfer. The extent of the Lewis Hamilton derangement syndrome, LHDS, is such that Mattia Binotto, the previous Ferrari team principal, and now Audi boss, in a recent interview made the astonishing claim that he would not have done the transfer. Can you imagine that? Can't imagine what the Ferrari board and shareholders thought when they heard or read his comments. Anyway, this is not about Mattia, so let us move on. So, since the announcement of Sir Lewis dipping, Mercedes's market value dipped by almost 20%, while its brand value plummeted by 4%. In comparison, Ferrari's market value spiked by over 10%, while its brand value skyrocketed by 21%, but hey Mattia, not to worry, we get your point. LHDS is a terrible affliction. Anyway, as we said previously, this is not about Mattia, so why do you guys keep going back to him? Please let us move on. We did not come across any article or source that had collated all the departures confirmed, expected, or anticipated. So, we thought it necessary to present all that information here. As highlighted in our previous video, it appears that Mercedes are trying to persuade Petronas not to dip, but there are those who have either dipped or given notice of dipping. Let us start with those sponsors for whom Sir Lewis is their brand ambassador and who came to Mercedes through him. Tommy Hilfiger, the US fashion house, who appointed the GOAT as their brand ambassador in 2018, are dipping at the end of this year. But to hear the anti-Lewis press report on it, you would think that Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for the German sportswear manufacturer, Adidas. Then there is Puma, the German sportswear manufacturer, that Sir Lewis has been associated with since 2013, and who appointed him as brand ambassador in 2017. They will also be parting company with Mercedes at the end of this year, but to hear the LHDS-afflicted media report it, you would think Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for Adidas. Next on the line is the Swiss luxury watch manufacturer IWC Schaffhausen, another company that appointed Sir Lewis brand ambassador in 2013. They will also be parting company with Mercedes at the end of the year, even though they will also be parting company with Sir Lewis, because Ferrari is sponsored by Richard Mille. But to hear the LHDS-afflicted media report it, you would think Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for Adidas. Crossing the border to the GOAT's new home Italy, we find Police, the sunglasses manufacturer, for whom Sir Lewis has been both brand ambassador and designer since 2019. They are his personal sponsors who have over 20 styles of Lewis Hamilton branded sunglasses, so they are expected to leave Mercedes at the end of the year. But to hear the LHDS-afflicted media report it, you would think Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for Adidas. Crossing the pond back to the US, we have Monster Energy, the energy drink company second only to Red Bull. They ended their 14-year association with Mercedes to start sponsoring McLaren this year, but still have Sir Lewis as their brand ambassador, with whom they created his own label drink in 2017. But to hear the LHDS-afflicted media report it, you would think Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for Adidas. Next, we have Ritz-Carlton, the American multinational company that operates the luxury hotel chain, who are the official hotel partner for Mercedes. Sir Lewis is not their ambassador, but it has been reported that they are expected to leave Mercedes at the end of this year, while continuing their partnership with him beyond 2024. Well, there's one more sponsor we haven't mentioned. We came across a tweet from a senior Acadis employee, urging the company to quit Mercedes for Ferrari. Can't imagine he'd be a lone wolf, do you? So, there you have it, 4 sponsors have ended their contract with Mercedes, 2 are expected to, 1 is being begged not to, and the employees of another are openly urging their company to. But to hear the LHDS-afflicted media report it, you would think Mercedes initiated the breakup to make way for Adidas, the only sponsor that has come forward to sponsor them to date. A German car manufacturer with a falling global brand and market value is losing a raft of sponsors from all over the globe, and to date has only found another German sponsor to replace the departing or departed. But the LHDS-afflicted media would have you believe that all is well on the Western Front, and Mercedes are clearing the stables to make room for Adidas and Kimi Antonelli. Comical Ali is alive and well. While Mercedes is hemorrhaging sponsors, guess who is acquiring them in droves? Yes, that would be their unwanted global ambassador. Sony, Dior, and CFI are just 3 of his sponsors who are not connected to Mercedes. Then there are those connected to Ferrari, who will most likely develop some relationship with Sir Lewis subject to the resolution of any conflicts of interest issues with his existing sponsors. So, while he is trying to sort out his portfolio, a flapping Toto is flailing in the wind. Well, Mercedes is not the only big name in Formula One suffering dipping brand value. No sir, our good friends at Red Bull were ranked number 60 in 2023, after making their debut at 64 the previous year, just 1 year after their stonking performance in 2021. Guess dethroning the GOAT has its benefits. So, why then have Red Bull dropped out of the top 100 list completely in 2024? Answers in the comments section please. The parent companies of 2 of the leading teams in Formula One are taking a hammering on the global stage, while the sport itself has been hemorrhaging viewers since 2021, but hey, if John Malone says Lando Norris is the GOAT, then so he is. How convenient that just as Malone is looking to sell the remaining 4 races, Verstappen gets enough penalties for his so-called title challenger to finish ahead of him. Who would have thought the FIA could sanction Crashtappen without the sky falling on our heads? Hearing the lapdog challenger complaining about how dangerous his master is just as comical as hearing the lapdog commentator agreeing with him. Okay, I apologize. I wasn't going to comment on the pointless title race, but Forza Ferrari. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. What is happening at Mercedes is a pattern that is all too familiar in sports, as they are clearly entering a cycle that will impact their performance and investment for a number of years, and hinder their plans to return to championship contention. This is something that Man United supporters like us know all too well. But the LHDS-afflicted media would have you believe that it is Mercedes, with its falling market and brand value, departing sponsors, and shortage of replacement suitors, driver combination and dodgy car, that is looking better for 2025. Forza Ferrari.